Hello everyone, I'm George from Ireland, and here is a bust of Basaveshwara, this Hindu holy man who was born in 1134 AD, died in 1168, so only lived the age of 4 and 30 years, spent his entire life in India. He's honoured here in London, hard by the banks of the River Thames. I'll show you the Thames, not a stone's throw from me, there it is behind me. So anyway, and you can see those lines up high on his forehead, like caste marks, so you reject the concept of castes. And you see he's got that will be red dye in a dot between his eyes, just up here, above the bridge of his nose. And he's see the tiara and diadem he's wearing. He's also got this lingali necklace, well, with a special pendant there. So he's born in Karnataka, that's now the state of India, into a Hindu family, the Brahmin caste, and brought up largely as a votary of Vishnu, who's one of the principal deities of the Hindu pantheon. Really there's this trinity. The triptych is Vishnu, the sustainer of life. There's Brahma, if I got that right, who's the creator, and Shiva's the destroyer. And they're in this never-ending cycle, because you can't have life without death, or you can't have rebirth without both. So brought up in that priestly family, but he later devoted his life to Shiva. So that element of that main Hindu trinity, because of course Hinduism has got thousands of gods. Some people even say millions gods and goddesses, but they're all one at some level. But people can become especially dedicated to one deity or other. Anyway, he encouraged free and candid discussion of all sorts of issues between men and women and people of all social classes, the affluent as well as the impecunious. And so some people have seen him as trailblazing democracy. India had panchayats, as in like village councils, millennia ago. They did have emperors who were very forward-thinking, like Ashoka, who did away with servitude, was a pacifist and so on, but that didn't last long. It was later reintroduced. So that's whether the lions of Ashok or Ashoka on the passport of India. That's the emblem of India. You can only see 3 of the lions. One of the fourth lion's looking away behind. Truth alone triumphs, therefore being the motto of India. You can see various scenes from his life. Look there, the elephant in the house, and people bowing down, swimming out across a river. So he spent almost all his life in South India, and he studied Hindu classics. He was also a noted poet, so his verses survive him. And this was unveiled by the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, in 2015 when he came on an official visit. And he was very cordially received by the then Prime Minister, David Cameron. And of course there was an enormous reception at Wembley Stadium, which is the United Kingdom's premier stadium, site of the 1948 Olympic Games. And Narendra Modi drew even more crowds than the other Indian to really rock Wembley, and that was Freddie Mercury, way back in the summer of 1985. So that is enough about Basaveshwara. I think he's sometimes known by contractions that name, Baseva and so forth. So a Hindu thinker and reformer who thought that Hinduism had become too hidebound by ceremonies. It had to be more about prayers, more about the veneration of idols and so forth, and people shouldn't be het up with the ritualistic aspect of the religion. It should be more about spirituality, good deeds and so on. Something of an egalitarian, so really trailblazed anti-discrimination, perhaps centuries ahead of his time. So that's him. So please follow my YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and so forth. Kindly donate on PayPal. Toodaloo.